Hey guys, I am RedHerring, and it's time for another StarCraft 2 cast with myself, RedHerring, spawning as the Red Protoss on the map Shattered Temple, and close by air positions is RoyalFlush. You may recognize this name because he is, in fact, Grandmaster. He is, I think, 100 and something, like 121st in Grandmaster in Season 3, something like that. And yes, he was Grandmaster in Season 3. Obviously, this is Season 4 now, so Grandmaster for this season has not officially been unveiled, but he is #1 in his Master Division this season, and I'm sure he'll get into Grandmaster by the week's end when they do open that up. So this was in fact not played on ladder, as you can see, because he is green, and not the typical ladder colors, but this was played for the HyperX StarCraft 2 Open, which is a small online tournament both me and him competed in, and just for fun, it gave me a chance to play some better players than myself that I do not normally encounter on ladder. And this is actually game 2 in a best of 3. And I'll kind of spoil the best of 3 because I don't think I'm going to cast all 3 games, and you'll see why later. But this was probably the best game out of the 3, so I figured I would cast this. And yeah, I gotta hide that. Forgot to do that. Sorry guys. I will definitely remember to do that in my next cast. But earlier you saw me pull a probe away up here to check for the Overlord that eventually came down here, and that's very important. If you play on this map or Metalopolis, which was recently re-added back into the map pool, you do want to bring a probe up. As soon as you send your scout after 9, or after building a pylon, you want to send a probe up here, because a Zerg player will almost always send an Overlord. If he's close by air positions, he'll send it to the position close by air. So the probe will see that, and you'll know where he spawned, as opposed to spawning across positions where you would not see the Overlord. So just a little something to a little trick of the day. And it looks like I'm going for the Forge Fast Expand, and just waiting. I scouted his build precisely. This is my this is my vision here. I know exactly what is going on. I know exactly the timing on his expansion. I know he has no gas. He did not grab gas. That's very important. And I do know about the whereabouts of his lings, as they we're kind of running across the map here. So I threw down a gateway, have my cannon, have my pylon, and I actually snuck a probe back here, and he skirted around this hatch, but he did not see this probe. So this probe's actually going to put down a pylon, and I guess I'll spoil the first game for you guys. I lost. No big surprise. RoyalFlush is definitely the better player than me. Much stronger player, and I think he roach all-in, but it was such a good roach all-in. It's the best roach all-in I've ever seen. It was so efficient. He had so much stuff against my Forge Fast Expand that really took me by surprise, took me out. So yes, his hatch finishes, but he sees this is his vision. He's like, oh, well, my hatch just finished, and there are 3 cannons building outside it. So he has to run his queen down. He had 2 2 Zerglings attacking my gateway down here, but he has to pull back. He's attacking his cannon with the drone, but of course that's not going to do anything. And yeah, so because this is the thing, because I was roach all-in the first game, I was like, okay, screw tournament etiquette, I'm gonna cheese, because I think like the tournament etiquette, if you're playing, like, if they're 2 really good players competing, you don't really cheese because you wanna let the better macro player win. At least that's kind of my understanding. Like the kind of courtesy afforded to tournament players, but maybe not. In any case, because I was cheesed by him the first game, I was like, screw it, I'm cheesing this game. So yeah, it looks like he's gonna lose his hatch. He almost lost a queen. I noticed I scouted out to see if he had roaches down here. I saw only lings, and keep in mind he is grabbing his natural down here, but I saw only lings, so I'm like, okay, no roaches. That's good. That's very good, because I don't want to deal with roaches, and I do end up putting more cannons down here because I'm thinking, well, he could go roaches and I just haven't scouted them, or he could be going banelings. He's actually grabbing a quick 4th hatch. So this is the perfect reaction any Zerg players watching this, if you're cannoned out, expand twice, and you'll see why. You might think, well, expanding twice, that seems extremely risky. Well, the Protoss player can't know about this because you have Lings out. You have complete map control, and the Protoss player, myself, in this game, obviously, does not know, I can't know, for the next like 3 minutes or so about these two bases unless I get a Stargate out, unless I sacrifice a Zealot to go out. In fact, that's I'm actually getting a Stalker, but I will get a Zealot after the Stalker to go scout the map. But I have no idea of knowing about these expansions, so I cannot react to these expansions. If I had known these were coming up, I would have just, like, these cannons would have been gateways. Like, a cannon is the same cost as a gateway, so I would have made, maybe 2 cannons, but 3 gates by now, and a Stargate, which you can see is coming up. Would have been able to win the game right here. But I do not know this, and so that is the intelligent way RoyalFlush is acting to this. Now, if you look at the income tab, 27 to 37 to 36, so we are fairly even, but these hatches have not even kicked in. He's sitting on so many drones he could transfer over, and yeah, he should be doing that soon. Quick look at the APM tab. Yep, he's faster than me, but that's to be expected. And production, back to production. So he is getting an Overseer here. Morphing behind, nope, not morphing behind base. And actually, so I send out a Zealot here. And does he have a kill? Yeah, he had 1 kill. And so I'm just poking because I want to explore the map, but I don't, I don't know about these expansions. And this was really my kind of futile attempt at trying to get map presence. So it obviously did not work. And I kind of trapped inside my base. It's completely walled off in case of an all-in on his part, but he's smarter than that. He knows that kind of the reverse psychology thing. He thinks that I think he's gonna all-in, so he's just gonna expo. And he sees my Void Rays coming out now, and just in time, his Lair's up, his Hydra's done, he's getting Hydra range, so he looks pretty in control of this game. And at this point, I'm like, okay, well, obviously he's gonna have like the perfect reaction to my Void Rays. And so I'm just sending him straight across. I'm gonna see how many queens, maybe overlords, drones I can pick off with my initial force here. And I'm planning to go. Notice I was actually picking off. So I'm Zergling this guy's 3 kills now. But I decided to make the quick transition into Robo. I'm going to go quick Colossus because I see this Hydra den now. Overlord gets the Void Ray gets an Overlord kill and warded away by the Spore and the Queen. So basically perfect response by RoyalFlush. I mean, he's probably encountered this so many times at such a better level than me. He knows the timings down to the second. And he's getting Hydras. He didn't get multiple spores. You'll see newer players get like spore here, 2 queens, then Hydras. He didn't even get spores here. He's counting on his Hydras. He's counting on pure Hydras. He didn't even have spores here. I mean, this guy's being super greedy. Actually, lose and I lose the Phoenix there, but he's being super greedy. And still, it's gonna work for him because he is such a strong player. You can see he's pulled ahead in the Harvesters by a little bit. Could work on that more. I actually have fairly decent saturation on my bases here. And, this just shows the power of macro. He is macroing better than me. It takes me more APM to do the actions, to do the harass I'm doing, and he is more efficient in his APM, I would assume. Yeah, so ends up taking out the cannons here, so he can easily throw down a would be fourth base, and so really it's 3 base, 2 base. It could be anybody's game here, and I throw down 2 robotics facilities because I know he has Hydras, and I didn't scout the Roach Warren when I came in here. I did not scout the Roach Warren, and I actually don't think he has one. So these double Colossus getting my range too is going to be really, really good. Notice I am getting a Cybernetics core here, so I can kill this one and actually get out of my base. And he's ecoed enough. He's rallying in Zerglings, he's rallying in Hydras, and this is kind of a late Hydra break, but we'll see how much damage this can do. One-shot the Zealot. That Zealot stood no chance. And he's kind of intimidated by the wall of cannons here. Working on my Forge, which is about to finish the +1 armor. Yes, it does finish barely in time. He could have focus fired it, but he couldn't have known how close it was to finishing. So my guys are 1-1. He actually has 1 attack upgrade. So we'll improve those Hydra DPS, but my Colossus come out just in time. Put up the Guardian Shield. Hydras are focusing on this Colossus. I put up some nice force fields. I micro this Colossus back and clean up these Hydras pretty decently. I just last warp in just to seal the deal here. So my Colossus has 6 kills, this one has 5 kills, and things are looking pretty good for me now. He is ahead in Harvesters, but I need to grab a 3rd base. I desperately need to grab a 3rd base. I am ahead in supply, and that's never a good thing for Protoss to be ahead of the Zerg in supply, but he does have more Harvesters than me. He should be rallying out many more. Yeah, he's getting Roachhorn, he's getting more units, 10 more Lings on the way. And still double time Colossus. You notice how I didn't spend that much money early game. I was pointing out my kind of lack of macro. Well, that kind of helped me because if I had been spending more money on gateway units and macroing a little bit better from my gateways, I wouldn't have this much money to spend in Colossus. So that probably shouldn't be the case, but it was this game. Now my macro is a little bit better, keeping money low. He's actually floating a little bit, but I think he's saving up to get Corruptors once the Spire pops. So, I have my Observer out, shooting down his Creep Tumors. He's rallying in. This is such a smart move. This guy knows how to play against Protoss. He's sniping my Proxy Pylon, which I tried to throw up. And he's trying to get the Shroud on this Gateway Force, but things are looking pretty scary. We're just even in supply. And he's actually picking off the reinforcements here, which is great. But 4 Colossus and these Stalkers here are going to be such a pain for him to deal with. Looks like he's trying to flank. He gets the flank off. Need to micro these Colossus back. There we go. Scoot shooting my Colossus. Lose 1 Colossus. Oh, lose 2 Colossus. There's 1 lucky Ling. That Ling right there. VIP Ling. This Colossus really should not be shooting this hatch right now. Really needs to focus on these Roaches. He's just rallying in more and more Roaches. Look at these guys. Rallying in so many more Roaches there. But the DPS of these Colossus, +1 attack, really working in my favor here. The hatch he allows to finish, I think that's a bit of a mistake there. And I'm rallying in more guys. I don't have the Proxy Pylon. That's kind of hurting my reinforcement trail. I need to get some more gas. I actually throw down an Expo here. We'll come back to that later. And he's never really had the critical mass to overwhelm this, though. This is a fairly fragile Protoss ball. It's only 2 Colossus, but 2 more about to come. And if he had left some guys to cut off reinforcements, could have sniped these 2. Was not able to do so. And it looks like he's getting so many Roaches here. And this is the correct response. You don't want Hydras against this army, because Colossus should Hydras so well. And more Roaches coming out now, but they're rallied to their death. He's actually picking off the reinforcements here, and I'm trying to scoot and shoot my guys, but again, extremely intelligent. Focus fighting the Stalkers as opposed to Zealots, because he can micro from the Zealots. Or not. Oh, there he goes. Very nice. Oh, well, lost that Roach, but thought that counts, right? So actually snipe the Roach Warren. That hurts. No more Roaches for you. And snipe the Spire now, so no more Corruptors. But keep in mind, he does have 2 bases, and I'm just, this isn't saturated, getting Forges. I meant to throw down cannons here. I forgot that he had killed the Forge here, so I can't actually defend this. And that is actually a huge factor. So killing all those freshly made Overlords, and things are not looking good for him. Units lost, he is super far behind. Excuse me. And these Stalkers getting to work on it, and even 2 Colossus here, which I should bring into the fight. Don't know why I'm not, and still pumping Colossus. Still pumping Colossus, that's so many. And he actually had scouted this base. And if I had had cannons up earlier, this would not have been a problem. Could have stalled time, could have warped in guys, could have cleaned this up. But I lose every single cannon, don't get the cancel off at all because I'm distracted. I bring my army down here, and it's actually sniping my my Nexus here. And again, he's expanding. He has so much money. He realizes, hey, I can expand with all this, no reason not to. But supply lead, definitely in my favor. I've been shredding his army. There's not much he can do here. So many Colossus here. 8 Colossus, and he does call it a GG here. So he realizes, you know, I could have just stomped in here and annihilated him with little difficulty, to be honest. But this is my vision. I never scouted this base. Like, watching this replay actually for the first time during this cast, I realized he did expand here. I didn't know that. So this was actually a closer game, kind of, than I thought. If maybe he could have thrown up production facilities earlier at his base, though I can't really fault him for that. It was a pretty hectic game. So, this was game 2 in the best of 3, as I stated before, and game 1, he Roach all in, I lost. And game 3, actually, I kind of went for this 3-gate warp prism build and tried to force field off his ramp and win that way. But he had great control, was able to clean that up, and ended up taking down my Expo and ran into my main and just killed everything and knocked me out. So yes, I don't think I'll be casting those games, not because I didn't win, but just because they weren't that exciting. Um, and yeah, so I am still in this tournament though. I am in the losers bracket as opposed to the winners bracket. He moved on to the winners bracket. If I can work my way through the losers bracket, I will meet him again, assuming he takes the winners bracket. So be prepared to see more sequels of more tournament games, maybe him again. Let me know what you guys think of these games. Hope you enjoyed it though, and comment, rate, subscribe. I will have more videos out shortly. Thanks, guys.